Get that ugly, disabled freak away from me. I don't want to look at his fucked up face. His smushed in, garbled, baby, disabled face. I don't want to look at it.
Fuck. All right. Well, yeah, I figured I'd throw one more of these out here. I fucking missed Raptors. I'm rewatching it right now. Fucking great stuff. Um, yeah, basically everything these guys have been trying to spin, trying to make fucking complaints about, it's just total bullshit. It's I don't know, kind of fucking crazy. I saw one thing that's the main thing that made me spin this up was that they're talking about fucking Dale Keown designed like crystal chick for fucking Gymshark. That was killing me. Let's see if I can put this up. Yeah, so right after Dale fucking got ousted from Incredible Hulk, this was the next cover afterwards. So I guess this is the prototype Gymshark or something. I don't know. Just like how much more can you damage your legacy? You know? That's the thing. Like Dale and those texts that most people have seen talking about Mandy and just like dealing with her kind of sexually blackmailing him and shit like that. It's like he's like telling Phil, "Hey, this chick's gonna fuck up my legacy," you know? And like meanwhile I don't want to even like mention Phil in this shit anymore because it is like way past it happening. And dude's just working on his own shit full steam ahead. He's doing what the pros should be doing, where you're working on your projects, you're making it so that there's like almost no overhead for printing your stuff. Like you can just make your shit, you know? That's the craziest part of all the Comics Gate shit is that it's supposed to be like the super independent thing. Like that's the ethos of it is that you have this independent thing, so you have no oversight essentially on what the content of your product is, and everything's on you as far as the quality of the product. And so you can do what you want, and you really have no excuse. Like where you're like, oh yeah, the mainstream wouldn't let me put this page in, the mainstream wanted me to change this thing to look like that. No, there's none of that. You're just the only person. You're responsible completely for yourself. And we've seen how that's worked out for people like Ethan, where they just sit on your money for fucking ever and you can kick fucking rocks, essentially. And then there's people who, really just put their head down, get the work in, and become like completely self-sufficient. Like they don't even need an Indiegogo crowdfunding website. They don't need the protections of crowdfunding where you're actually not promised the product like explicitly. I mean, if you go to your bank and go to the fraud department and just explain everything, they'll refund you your money. But there really is no legal recourse against a business like Ethan's where you would want to be like, yeah, we should have a class action lawsuit essentially against this guy at this point. Just no one really cares about like 25 to $200, like, enough to go through the fucking headache that would be, especially dealing with the vagaries around crowdfunding and what it is. But so they rely on that, and then meanwhile you have all these people that they deem unworthy and all this bullshit, who have totally gotten their shit together, are at the point where they're printing their own comics. They're getting all the art together, doing all the writing, like basically just they're in-housing as many parts of the process of actually creating the product as possible, which is what indie creation should be about. Um, and yeah, it's just wild. But yeah, I just think it's so funny that they're trying to essentially be like, oh man, they forced us to have Mandy take over Pitt. Like Dale didn't even want Pitt in Gymshock, like as far as I knew, you know. He knew that this is bad for his legacy. Like when people like in the Raptor stream I was just watching are saying like, shouldn't Dale Keown be like doing what like a Jim Lee or like what the Image founders, like he should be on that like level, you know, of getting shit done or just like reverence and stuff like that. And he never will be, because not only the substance abuse stuff, the fucking all the losing of everything, the past history that made him not able to be an Image founder, like all this shit, the storage unit getting auctioned off, all this crazy stuff. Like, aside from all that, at this point, he did have another chance to essentially like have some of that reverence, and pretty much everyone was like, hell yeah, Dale Keown and Comicsgate when he came in. I know I was like, hell yeah, dude, this guy's art's insane. Like he rips on like bass and guitar, like sick, you know? And essentially his legacy is now Mandy Summers. It's his legacy is being attached at the hip to the biggest grifty fucked up hoe in like this fucking space. Man, it's it's whatever. Like Mandy, yeah, but Mandy is literally just like fucking Heather Antos and Mark Wade combined, you know, in the fucking thing that everyone's supposed to be mad about, the shit that those people pulled. And that's not even to mention her history and shit, but like, man, that, yeah, if you like look into her history, that's even fucking crazier. That you would let this chick be so anointed in this thing, or just give her the leeway they do when she does fucking just heinous shit, yeah. But yeah, it's whatever. At this point, that's essentially what we're dealing with. Is like this guy just destroying his fucking legacy for some fucking gross mid hoe online, essentially. And it's like, hey man, knock yourself out, man. I hope Stuntman Comics, Godspeed to you, publishing those trade paperbacks. So they literally, she said the last thing I heard from her was she said they're gonna publish five 4-issue trade paperbacks to cover the initial 20 comic run, and then they're gonna publish a hardcover actual omnibus. Which it's like, why don't you just wait for the omnibus? Like they're literally just still trying to sell covers for you. You know how we used to criticize that like all the new shits just like got 13 covers, and they're all just slightly different. It's just a fucking complete cash grab. And that's on like a $6, $7 book. You're like picking up five to $7 basically, picking up a book at a fucking LCS, and they're bitching about that there's a billion covers to like extract more money out of you. Meanwhile, these guys have adopted the exact same fucking model. I mean, how many covers did Cyberfrog 2 have? Like, it's just all about reprinting stuff that has already been made to extract the most money out of people as possible. And that's your fucking legacy. That's your legacy. It's not, man, Pitt was fucking so great. It's like, yeah, the art for Pitt is like next level. Aside from that, think about every other part of Pitt. Like the writing's not that good. The story in general really goes nowhere. Um, it didn't keep a good pace when it was coming out, so no one gave a shit by the time it was fucking ending. It's not a marquee property, no film studio or like companies trying to acquire it really heavily. Um, I mean, hell, even the way they talk about it themselves within Comicsgate, they're like, "Oh, this thing's like magma. It's so terrible. Like, no one wants to deal with it." You know, it's like it's the craziest self-own possible. It's like you want to at the same time tell me it's the greatest thing that ever fucking existed, but no one wants to deal with it. No one wants to deal with the artist and owner of the fucking thing, the creator of the thing. Like, but yeah, no, fucking Disney wants to make fucking Pitt. Like, what the fuck was Dale saying? Like, when he said it was a marquee property, he like mentioned some studios or something, and I'm like, dude, no one in their fucking right mind would want to take this and run with it. Plus, what are you gonna do? The the thing about Pitt that makes it so good and revered and special is just the art. It's just the Dale Keown art. So what are you gonna do? Like assisting with the animation team and like getting into the grid of it and making sure the design is like correct. Like, is Dale gonna do that? He's gonna fucking do that. Like, no, that like all this shit they talk about will never happen. The legacy of this thing's fucked, and now it's with Mandy fucking Summers. So now your legacy of your last thing that you're probably gonna do that's gonna be major, aside from just doing covers for people or doing one-off art, is that you repackaged all your old shit shittily from scans because you didn't have the original stuff with some crazy company because you were beholden to some internet whore. Like it's really, yeah, it's just fucking sad, man. And yeah, when Dale was texting people drunk and being like, she's gonna ruin my legacy, like, yeah, she has ruined your legacy, dude. Like, you know, I mean, even just logistically with these 5 trade paperbacks or whatever the fuck, it's like, okay, so you just told us you're gonna release 5 trade paperbacks and then the omnibus all printed together in a hardcover. Okay, I'll skip the first 5 campaigns then. Um, and then yeah, if it's still getting printed by Mandy Summers, I'll skip the 5th too, and I'll buy it on resale for fucking probably less than it fucking sold for on the campaign because you're gonna overprint that shit. Or well, you'll probably know already by fucking once the first couple trade paperbacks come out what the fucking you know prospectus on the fucking whole project is. I assume the first one will make like a little over 100K. Um, hopefully for Dale, I guess, if he gets a good deal of it. You know, like, ugh, it's just, it's so gross, you know, that this guy has to deal with this shit. And that's what they say about like, you know, him basically asking people to write for his shit and all this stuff is, hey man, you've got great ideas. You want to write on this project? You know, that's apparently gross, is agreeing when a legend asks you to write on their project. That's apparently a greaseball, slimy thing to do. That's fucking, you know, thank God these people didn't get this thing. Meanwhile, like from the other perspective, it's just literally like, dude, you're handing this to fucking Mandy Summers. Oh my God. So funny. But yeah, whatever. All power to Dale dealing with fucking Mandy. And he's like afraid that she's gonna fucking drop like sexual, you know, harassment claims against him like Kyle. It's I mean, we've seen it all, dude. I don't even need to argue this shit. But yeah, I just think it's so funny that they're trying to wheel out all of the fucking ways that they're fucking everything up and taking L's as an own, you know? And then simultaneously, everything they accuse all the fucking people that have quote unquote wronged them of is like all of the projected shit that they do constantly. Like every grievance these guys have, even when I was listening to Raptor just a minute ago, and it was going back to that Kings stream when Dan was arguing with Shane and all. Yeah, my bad. I had to go deal with something. But even when you go back to like that Raptor shit, when sorry, when Shane and Dan and fucking Malin were arguing on Kings, even if you go back to that, it's like everything that they're projecting onto other people is like the shit that they are guilty of. I mean, dude, it's crazy to watch. It's crazy to watch fucking Malin talking to Dan because I don't even think Dan's really making like the best points or digging into them the right way. But like even with just how lightly Dan is like poking at them in that stream, how defensive John gets of like certain things is so blatant and obvious. It's pretty fucking crazy, dude. Like it's just crazy once again, as I said the last stream, that people can't the fans like can't see. And I guess it just speaks to like the quality of person that is at this point a CG fan, is that the bar for that is so low that you're just dealing with a bunch of spurgs and retards essentially. It's just the most gullible people in the world. Um, kind of like kind of basically just like every stereotype of what your spurgy like comics book guy would be. That's like who makes up the ranks of comics game now. But yeah, I don't really have too much to say. I was just thinking about how sad it is that Dale has let this be his legacy when there was so much opportunity um, to do so many things. Whether even I think if just Dale had like banged down the hatches and gone to work on Salamandroid, like I think Dale actually doing a full length, like even if it was just 24 pages of Salamandroid would be fucking sick. Like that would be crazy, you know. But that's gonna take fucking forever. Um, who knows if it'll ever get fucking done? I mean, but yeah, what the fuck ever. Just just sad to see a dude fucking throw his lot in with the lowest fucking element that he could have in this area. And he'll reap the rewards of that, if you can call them rewards. And whatever, like, who gives a shit? I'm, yeah, I'm kind of at the point where I just like don't care about any of these people. Like, it seems like whether I just completely fuck off from this space and stop telling people like shit about the history of it and what actually went down and stuff like that. Like it doesn't even fucking matter. Like, you know, they're independently failing on their own. Like you don't even have to shit talk them. There's just enough alternatives now. Kind of like Shane was saying. I think Shane mentioned this on his stream. Um, that he had said apparently in a back room to all of them, like eventually we're gonna be competing with the YouTubers, you know, and yeah, like that, like Shane said, uh, that actually has become the thing. That's become the main threat to their shit. Is that just some jackass on YouTube that has enough money and capital can make a better comic book company than you, a more properly functioning comic book company that the products come out roughly when they say they're gonna fucking come out. All the money's right. All the fucking, if you have customer service issues, it gets fucking dealt with. you know, just actually making a functional fucking company. you know, how much goddamn money did we give these guys that they couldn't make a functional comic book company when you're handling the writing, the editing, the fucking art? You're handling all the heavy lifting just based upon your profession. So like you don't even need to go and get people to figure out that aspect of it. You don't have to be relying on them for that aspect of it. It's all on you. So basically, your output reflects what your actual work put in is very directly. And with all the resources and all the goodwill in the world, you guys couldn't fucking make it work. You know, at that point, it seems like there's a common uh, denominator. There's a dependent variable that we can isolate that shows what the problem is. I forget who was talking to me about independent, dependent variables with this shit, but yeah, there there's something we can isolate, and it's you and your personality that is the problem and has the inability to actually get shit together and make it happen. And yeah, when you factor that out over time, it doesn't matter how lucky you got, how much of a parachute you got um, out of the industry, because over time you just show yourself to be who you are. And yeah, if you want to talk about Dale's legacy and why he's not an image founder and why he's not working with people like Liefeld or Jim Lee or fucking, you know, throw whoever's name you want out there from those fucking days. But why he doesn't have the reverence of these people, why he doesn't. I mean, people will remember Savage Dragon by Eric Larson fucking more fondly than they remember Pitt. Like, so you're even less than Eric Larson, that weirdo. Um, so yeah, it's just like that's your legacy. That's your marquee property, dude. You fucked it all up, and the reason why is because of your own like personality defects, and then now we get to see them center stage all the time online, in 3D, because most of these guys like should never have been online and just like are kind of like quirky artistic dudes who are super fucking talented, but they have personality defects. And it just is what it is, and I'm not trying to be like all lofty above it all, but it is just fucking sad. And yeah, but yeah, apparently so Dale apparently designed to wrap this up, let's get back to the main thing, which is apparently Dale designed Gymshark. And I think that's what this is. This is the issue after Dale Keown was ousted from Hulk. So maybe this Jim character that's a redhead is what Dale originally designed, and they just used it because it was still in there for this cover. So yeah, maybe that's the original Gymshark. Maybe she did originally have red hair. Don't tell Mandy that though, because she's not changing that coloring. We will never do emeralds and red hair. It will always be a property that's never going to get made because they would get immediately sued out their ass. Not even on the design similarities, just on the like defamatory shit that they've said about the original comic. Like there's like two levels on which they could sue the fuck out of Mandy and her company over Gymshark. And that was supposed to be the return of Pitt. And now we're getting the return of Pitt also from Stuntman Comics, but no Gymshark. It's so funny, man. Just yeah, just wild shit. But yeah, I mean that's I guess they try and be like, oh yeah, it's such an own that I hope you guys are happy. Mandy Summers is doing Pit now, because all you guys bitched about it, and it's like I guess I'm kind of happy about that. That you're that willing to just completely destroy your fucking legacy, over this chick. That makes me feel better about this whole situation because I don't have to be like, man, it sucks that Dale is in this situation, and I feel kind of bad for him because of his substance abuse and shit or whatever excuse you want to make for him. It's like now I don't have to feel bad for him about it. It's like, okay, you're making all these decisions. You continue to make the decisions. Um, yeah, you just have a terrible, terrible decision making like ability, you know. But hey, whatever. Hopefully it works out for him. Who cares? It always works well when you take your property and that's supposed to be a legendary marquee property that everyone wants is like the narrative they're fucking pushing. It's always great when you take that and you launch it based upon spite towards people that no one knows. No one in the greater indie comic scene is really like aware of all these little petty infightings within CG and stuff. They don't care if you try to start explaining it to them. They just be like, "Dude, I don't care." Yeah, and you're going to now take your legacy, which is Pitt, and put it in the hands of someone to spite those people over those petty little things. Um, and that's like the impetus for you launching this finally, this thing that everyone wanted and everyone was asking for, and that there were multiple opportunities for you to do, except every time it fell apart because of your irrationality. Yeah, that's the thing I want to invest in, man. But yeah, really good decisions from their side. Um, yeah, let's see. Hurley is saying Ripperson should do it. I don't think Dale needs Ripperson, just like in the same way he doesn't need Mandy. Like he needs like dude, at this point, just have Billy do it, you know? I don't know why Billy and Dead Tucci and fucking Pop XP and all those guys like what's his name? Do they is he Crusader Comics? I forget what Billy's thing is, but off the top of my head. But yeah, they should just have him do it. I'm pretty sure Niall Scala and Billy Tucci and like some other guy did most of the work getting together all the pit stuff anyway. So honestly, if you're gonna have someone do it professionally, you might as well just like do that, you know, and then you can get hella crossover audience. Instead, you're just gonna have it done by a chick that, if in my estimation, if you wanted to look at worthiness to do fucking campaigns, like she is far well, Pat, I don't really fucking know. I've only gotten one thing from him or two things from him, so all I know is he's like basically in the same like tier as Mandy as like far as they can fulfill their own campaigns eventually. Um Whereas like someone like the Diaz Bros has demonstrated competency time and time again. with fulfilling their own comics as well as other people's comics, and they have the facilities to do so. Um, so yeah, if you're not going to go with someone like Billy, who's in that same tier where yeah, they have their own type of studio setup, connections to actually do the thing properly, and they did most of the fucking work, you know, like as far as getting all the scans and everything like that. Like, why not just go with them? But there's no rationality to it. It's all spiteful. Who knows if it's ever even gonna fucking happen? It's all just internet. It just becomes like internet blood sports and bullshit, and it's just a way to extract money from people through whether it be through crowdfunding, whether it be through fucking they get into this parasocial like cult shit and they want fucking send super chats and stuff like that. Whatever the fuck it is. It's just all the way to extract people's money while not giving them anything new, anything substantive, anything that is what like initial CG was about, which is making quality fucking stories for the next generation of people that reflected the values of the people creating them and not some corporation's agenda. Um, yeah. So we're like way lost from the plot of what any of this was supposed to be about. And yeah, it's the 12th. So apparently, at midnight tonight, if Mandy does not release receipts of what Ethan essentially told her to push as the narrative, which is to try and re-embroil Phil in this shit, even though he's moved on and he's like 2 or 3 books past this, he's already released a healthy amount of fucking material since all this. He doesn't want to be involved in any of it. He doesn't care about Dale and Pitt and all that stuff. It happened. It sucked. It was shitty. Mandy Summers is a fucking, complete piece of shit. She's worse. She's exactly the same as someone like Mark Waid. Just but also with her fucking sex to sell or whatever. If you wanna look at a fucking bloated horse, but not to get too far off the point. Yeah, Phil doesn't want to be involved in any of this shit, and he has massively moved on from it. He's got all of this fucking printing stuff. It's kind of stupid to even bring him up, except for the fact that it's like Mandy and Ethan, every time they argue with me, one of them now start pushing this new little fucking thing where they're like, she's got blackmail on Phil. And first it was she was saying that there was some catfisher, that she had embarrassing comments of Phil talking to her, which we were like, hey, release him immediately. We're all about hearing the truth. Like, so just release whatever receipts you have, and that'll be it. Even though you're so dumb that you just literally responded to a accusation that you sexually blackmail people by saying you have sexual blackmail on someone. So that was your first retarded mistake, which made you look like a fucking idiot on Twitter. And then you essentially completely backed off then, never showed any receipts. And then Ethan came in to sweep for you, which it's funny how that works. Do you guys like have each other's back or something? Like, he's got to come and fight your fights for you? Is it because he's like beholden, like his colorist might, have some crazy shit he sent you or something? But anyway, so they try and push this narrative that there's like blackmail on Phil. And I'm like, show it, never show it. Then now, because Ethan came in to sweep, he's like, well, Mandy must have pics of Phil. It's like, okay, show it. Absolute radio silence, never show any receipts. And then Ethan went on to the new narrative, which is just he doesn't care about anything having to do with Mandy Summers as long as all these people got canceled from working with Dale. he's happy about it. It doesn't matter what the circumstances of it are, which is super fucked and antithetical to the initial message of Comicsgate in general. And what we were supposed to feel sympathy for him over is that things that shouldn't disqualify you from a job are now impacting your livelihood, aka cancel culture. But you just said you don't care about anything as long as just the person that was in your way, the person that was going to be taking Dale's time and focus away from Salamandroid and focused on New Pit and things that you said were going to hurt the productivity of your campaign that you were spinning out the ass to have this guy fucking right. That's your hero, and now he's working with someone you see as unworthy. Whatever happens, however he gets canceled off that project, you don't give a fuck. You're happy about it. You're gleefully happy about it. And you thank God. You equate that to an act of God. Well, man, maybe it was an act of God that fucking you know, Comicsgate I'm not even gonna go down that road. But whatever. Fucking yeah, dude. All these people, the act of God will be that, every year, your small part of the pie that you grifted out people is shrinking. Just like the the people that you criticize on YouTube that you call like YouTubers and you say they just like create fucking endless grifty content that thinks everything's bad before they even watch it. Your nerdrotics, your yellow flashes, things like that. Just like that, you have worn out your like goodwill from saying you were canceled, and you have shown that you would gleefully engage in the same behavior had you just been the person that had the authority within the industry. So you also, Ethan, are as bad as a Mark Wade. I mean, as bad as any of these people. You brought these practices to this space that was supposed to be against them. And yeah, man. But anyway, so Mandy got challenged by 12 tonight, so midnight tonight, if she does not release the Phil Dick flick or whatever embarrassing conversation with a catfish or she supposedly has on Phil, whatever fucking receipts she has, whatever her getting on all fours for war campaign, whatever receipts they keep saying that Mandy has these terrible receipts that if you even knew the half of it, love bug, whatever the fuck she's trying to say, if she doesn't drop that by 12 p.m. tonight, apparently there's going to be a mega drop of her past activities. So, I don't know. We'll see what happens with that. But that's basically where we're at. It's just fucking sad, man. And yeah, I'm just totally over it. I, I'm sorry if this is lackluster. I can't really give a fucking shit enough to care what's going on with these people. Shit in my life is going kind of good right now. So, worrying about comics, it's just fucking hard to do. But anyway, thank you everyone for stopping by. Fowler, what's G Fest? Ah, shit. Am I still here? All right. G Fest. Godzilla Con. No, I'm probably not gonna go. Nah, nah, I'm chilling out. I'll ask my fucking buddy at my work if he went. Fucking, he's like super into Godzilla, I guess. Shantan Jetty, I think, went a little while back. You guys are running all that fucking those crazy 3D printed Godzillas over there and kaiju shit. Yeah, yeah, fucking yeah. No, I probably will not go. I don't know. Can you get me in for free? I'll go then. Hit me up. Send me a text message. But yeah, no, I'm just chilling at the crib right now. My buddy's in from out of town, so I might hang out with him later. But yeah, otherwise, I'm just doing regular housekeeping type fucking shit. But yeah, let me know. Hit me up in text. I'm gonna end this. Um, but yeah, in conclusion, uh, yeah, Mandy Summers, Trey Flynn, of Hose, Ethan Van Sciver, literally pretty much the same thing. It's just oh shit. Was I muted that whole time? Fuck. Anyway, I don't know when I'm muted, but yeah. No, I'm just gonna be chilling around here. Um, so yeah. But yeah, anyway, I'm gonna hop off here. I'll catch you guys later.